This week on Coffin, Fodder, make sure you move those bodies before you start your next housing development, because we are talking the 1982 Tobe Hooper Steven Spielberg classic Poltergeist.
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
I like to dissect girls.
This is God.
We have such sights to show you.
Look at me, Damien. It's all for you.
When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk here.
I see dead. Red.
Even in hell. Oh, yes. Oh, no tears, please.
They're here.
Here's Johnny.
Hello and welcome to episode 52 of Coffin Fodder. I am your host, Mike Warby, and I am joined by the guy who's been dying to rip his face off all these years, Mr. Kyle Nickelborough.
And one day I'll succeed, goddammit.
And the clown that's been waiting for you under the bed all day, Mr. Brady Silzer.
The fucking clown.
And yes, today we are talking about our second mystery hat pick, one of the all-time legendary horror films, Poltergeist. Ooh. Tobe Hooper's Poltergeist, possibly Steven Spielberg's Poltergeist.
Might be mostly Steven Spielberg's, who knows?
It feels like a Spielberg movie.
Through it.
I mean, he wrote it.
He wrote it and had a big part, I think, in helping direct. It's a lot of that stuff looks a lot like Spielberg's work.
Well, the main thing for me is number one, nobody dies in this movie.
Yeah.
And B, how important the family dynamic is to this movie.
Reminds me so much of similar beats and themes that are found in Gremlins, which is one of his other, sort of right around this time frame, and it's his sort of family-friendly horror movie.
Yeah.
This borders on being family-friendly, but also being horrifying.
Yeah, I think this is one of those movies that, like, very much, I mean, not to the extreme that From Dusk Till Dawn does, but this movie has a real significant change around the middle point.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Because, like, the first hour of this movie is very tame.
I think it's about 30 minutes. It's that everyone's favorite 30 to 40 minutes of family building at the beginning of the horror movie. Yeah. It does it good. It gets you in there with the feelers. Is that? Yeah, it gets you in there with the family, and that slowly introduces the freelings. There we go. It gets you in with the family and slowly introduces that horror, even like tame horror. But then there's a couple scenes where it really kicks it up and it turns into a much more gruesome movie.
Yeah, honestly, since we're basically already getting into it, I think the first half of this movie is pretty bad, to be honest.
It's slow.
I think it's pretty bad, and I don't really like these. I don't really like the characters. I'm not really interested in the dynamics between them, particularly the mom and the dad.
Yeah,
they're pretty.
I
have a 10-minute bit where they're like getting stoned in the bed and stuff. I was like,
so weird to me.
I was like, can we not, please? It's just not working.
I think it's a thing they just don't do in movies these days. They don't spend as much time setting that scene most of the time. They're quicker. People are tired of that shit.
And if they do,
yeah,
it's like this just isn't effective.
No.
Like, I've seen plenty of movies where a husband and wife have like a quirky, fun conversation or whatever to establish them as characters.
Sure.
But usually it doesn't suck this bad.
I don't think it sucked.
I hated it.
Was it like the cringiness of the weed scene?
It was like that scene in particular. That was like the worst scene in the movie, I think.
I agree.
Like him being like, I'm going to jump in the pool. And she's like, there's no pool.
Yeah.
And then he's like, jumps off the bed. He's like, dur. And I'm just like, this.
Was that,
I'm like, this ain't working. This ain't working, guys.
1980 what? 1982. So this is hot off the 70s, right? So all the parents in this age would have just been coming out of the 70s. That's probably what a grown-up parent's bedroom in the 80s looked like.
Yeah, probably the parents that seen this were probably like, this is fucking real. Yeah, this is funny as hell.
Because they're like, what, mid-30s, early 40s in this movie? They're getting high and getting stoned.
Yeah, he says she's 31 because they had their 16-year-old daughter when she was pretty young, and he's like 40-something.
Something like that. I think it says in there, but...
Yeah. Well, in any case, I found most of the family dynamics I found to be really irritating.
I find that in just about any of these movies, to be honest. So I didn't notice this one in particular standing out as being particularly bad, but it's right up in there with the rest of the family building moments. I don't really care about them either.
Found the younger boy really annoying.
Me too.
Big time. That's what I mean. All these characters, every single one, all 5 of them, are fucking irritating.
There's a scene at the breakfast table with the eldest daughter and the son, and they're just being annoying kids to each other.
And what
They're
she says
fucking
this
so annoying.
twice.
Yes, yeah, over and over actually.
Like she's like, "You're obnoxious."
Yeah.
And then he says something, and then she's like, "You're obnoxious." And I'm like, "You already said that."
And it's supposed to be like just banter between siblings, but it just comes off as really, really stupid. I didn't like it either.
What I took away from that was like she's I think 6, so she's just probably repeating what she heard the older siblings say, and then she's probably like, "Oh, I don't know a new word, which I have no clue what it means."
Oh no, that's not. It wasn't the little blonde girl. It was the teenage.
Oh, it was. That's right.
Yeah, she was giving her little brother guff, like, "Oh, you're so young and gross and weird," and the classic disconnect between the teenager and the younger sibling, who's like 5 or 6 at least years younger. I don't know how old that kid is, like 9 or 10.
Like they're both in, like the little girl's 4, 5, or 6 or something, and the kid's only a little bit older.
Right. Yeah. So, before we go any further, Poltergeist is a movie about a family. I mean, again, this
You all know what Poltergeist is.
if for some reason, even if you didn't know anything about this movie, I think as long as you know the word poltergeist,
Yeah, if you've watched TV in the past 30 years,
you know it's some ghost, and you would probably draw the conclusion that
it's a nasty one.
this is a movie about a ghost haunting people. That's it. What it is. So, I mean, basically, the mystery is left mostly until the end. But I think this is another one of those ones where it's one of pop culture's worst kept secrets. Because like everybody knows.
If you haven't seen this movie, but you've existed in the last 30-ish, 40 years, you know many, many things about this just by seeing other
By osmosis.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, the adult cartoons like Simpsons, American Dad, Family Guy, they've all done it.
They've all riffed it. Simpsons I'm thinking of in particular, but also Scary Movie. The Scary Movies borrowed from this movie heavily, amongst other ones.
Clown Scene, Scary Movie.
Clown Scene.
Fucking thing.
Yeah.
The Uncle Ray?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Well, the Simpsons did this kind of crossed with Amityville for their haunted house episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think they did this and Amityville together because the episode has the 4 of them trying to kill each other at the end.
Oh,
Which is not part of this one.
No.
That's an Amityville thing.
it's an Amityville.
But that episode ends with the house getting pulled into like
The sucked into the vortex. Yeah, that's what I remember too.
so that was for sure that.
Yeah.
It's weird because there's so many of these movies exist, especially haunted house movies, that they kind of like cross pollinate in your brain, man.
Totally.
I thought this was the Indian burial ground one.
Well, it kind of is.
Well, I guess it is.
It's a burial ground.
Yeah, but it's not the Indian.
No, as they use the word ancient tribal at some point, so I think it's easy to confuse this as being another Indian burial ground movie. Yeah. But it's not. It's just a burial ground.
Well, like when you see all the ghosts coming through the house and you can kind of see the outlines of it, they're all wearing like cowboy hats and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, so this is not the Indian burial ground movie.
Just old people. No, but you're right. There's so many. They're so dead. They all just borrow from each other over and over again. I honestly, haunted house movies and ghost horror movies are my least favorite horror movies ever, because they all tread the same fucking ground over and over again. Given that this is a really, really good movie, despite its legendary status, it's still pretty fucking good as it goes on throughout. But I don't know, man. There's so many of these, especially at this day and age. We've all seen this movie so many times.
Oh, yeah. As a kid, I didn't care for Poltergeist as much, but as an adult, fucking loved it.
I appreciate it a lot more, especially given its age and how effective some of the effects on it are. The lighting, the practical effects, it's really good. And even some of the CGI stuff really stood up quite well.
I have a feeling that Tobe Hooper probably had a hand in doing with like having this, what to do with the special effects and such. That was really scary. And then the whole rest of the movie was probably Spielberg.
Spielberg had some shit to do with some of the really good ones. I can think of 2 scenes that he had a big part in.
Oh.
Yeah.
What a change, though, from Texas Chainsaw Massacre to this. I'm sure he probably had 1 or 2 projects between that, because he was 77 to 82.
Yeah.
So,
but you're right. It's a way different.
What a tonal shift.
Different tone. Yeah, absolutely.
Because
Hooper.
What a freaking
Hooper. I barely knew her.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre is so nihilistic and nasty.
It's so gritty and so nasty, and
this is so suburban and
very
tame. Literally, not a single character dies. Not even the asshole guy.
Very tame.
Not even the asshole realtor guy.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's
because it kind of makes it look like he might die at the end when that shockwave goes through him. And
There's almost, they turn up the stakes because they get the kids involved, but there's almost no real sense of a threat happening here.
Well, it's weird too because this is out there as a haunted house movie too.
Out there in what way?
Well, in that the ghosts are like warping reality,
Yeah.
which is not something you see in most haunted house movies. Usually, like there's plenty of creepiness and whatever, right? But these ghosts are warping the reality of this house.
Yeah.
They stretch the walls out.
Yeah, they have a physical presence. And I
And
think
they can
that's
open portals.
Yeah,
And monsters can come out of the portals.
what defines the word poltergeist when talking about a ghost is their ability to affect physically the world in which we live.
Really?
Yeah, I believe so. I don't know a hell of a lot about it, but I think I've picked that up over the years. A poltergeist is specifically one with ill intent and that can physically interact. So that's why
See,
it can
I
stack
know.
chairs and move things.
That I know is that it can interact with physical objects.
Yeah.
It's the portal opening.
Yeah, that shit's
The molecular changings into the house.
Yeah, that's
or the illusion or
different.
whatever. That's what, because like for me, what I've always known about a poltergeist is like generally if a ghost follows you to the next house, it's a poltergeist, right?
I don't.
Or is it the other way around?
I'm not sure.
Okay, I think the poltergeist is the one that will follow. It's attached to a person, not to a house.
Not to a place.
Not to spoil anything, but there's sequels to this movie.
And it does follow the people, not the house.
They're attached to the daughter, bro.
Yeah, if I
They're done.
Yeah.
So it's actually.
So that is the difference between a poltergeist and a ghost.
I don't know if we're playing it fast and loose, but I'm going to be all kinds of loose. But the daughter, it's kind of let on through the movie at one point that the poltergeist have come into this house through the daughter being born in the house. It was her being born there that kind of opened the portal or the gateway to let them come in and manifest themselves.
Her sweet, innocent, young energy, I guess.
Yeah. Not the boy though.
No,
Kara, he was a little. She was shit. But like, not that.
we don't give a fuck about this kid.
We'll wait for Caroline to come.
Yeah,
That's sweet.
and then that's to go off of that. The psychic Tangina. That's a Julian on me.
That's played by Zelda Rubinstein.
Yeah. So the psychic Tangina says that they're gathered around your daughter like moths to the flame or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's interesting. I noticed that's like a metaphor they're using throughout the movie. The bugs.
Yep.
The bugs coming to the light. Mm-hmm. That's a thing throughout the movie. For like the first half of it, it's kind of just like I don't really get what they're like, especially the mosquito scene. That's another like scene where I'm like, what the fuck are we doing in this movie, right? Where they're just standing there smacking the mosquitoes while they talk to this guy, and nothing comes up.
No, there's a couple of those scenes that seem to be dead end scenes where they don't really go anywhere. They don't have a lot of payoff. Well, and it reminds me so much of films from this age because they're just in there for what, to pad the runtime because they didn't want to cut it. They just left it in. I don't.
Yeah, it doesn't like what I assumed when I was watching that scene was he was going to ask, hey, did you ever see any ghosts around here? Any weird stuff ever happen at your house or something?
But no, it's like silent.
But they never even get to that. He's just like mosquitoes, da 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 da, and then the other guy's like, well, that's weird. They never bite me ever.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, and then it just cuts.
That's anime.
Dude,
Yeah.
what are we doing?
What did
Yeah, they tell his son too. Hey, you ever been by a mosquito? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, what are we doing in this scene? What is the scene doing in this movie?
Their feud with the remote, for some reason made me laugh really hard just because, like, I'm trying to watch football with the guys. Also, the guy on the bike fucking drops the beer and just runs it with a train.
Right.
What dumb can you be?
That was, I was watching that scene and I was like, this guy really needs to get this beer home right now.
This guy
he
stinks.
He really needs to. And then, the kids fuck him up. And then instead of like giving them shit, he just grabs the like 6 beer that aren't completely destroyed.
Yeah.
And runs them into the house so they can spray all over everybody. I'm like, what the fuck? Again, what the fuck are we
Just the crazy football afternoon.
Yeah, I would be like, get the fuck out of my house, man. What the fuck are you doing?
They're Packers fans. They're all crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm like, if a guy came running into my house with like 6 beers blasting shit everywhere, I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? Were you born in, I don't know, bar or something? I was going to say barn. What?
In a bar.
I think bar is actually more appropriate in this case.
Well, I think he had better etiquette with the beer. I thought he wanted to just let it spray.
Well, what a stupid way to carry it, too. Good lord.
He's really drunk too because he's swerving on the bike while he's riding.
Something wrong with them boys.
Yeah.
But yeah, them and the
Boy ain't right. Yeah.
him and the neighbor fighting with the remote for some reason makes me laugh every time I see it. Just because like it goes on for too long.
I need to ask somebody who's older than me whether that's a real thing.
What's that?
That your TV, you could change your TV and it could change your neighbors.
Yeah.
You'd have to be pointing it at their TV.
Yeah, but the remotes would bounce. The old
Would go
infrared-
through the wall.
Yeah, because there used to be like an infrared light, and so it would across. All you had to do was point it, and as long as it could make contact, it would work. Interesting. Yeah. So open windows and everything through the thing like that. Yeah, absolutely. You could.
You could take a candle and light it outside and click.
Especially if you had one of those universal remotes in the early 90s or the late 90s. Yeah. There's people that might have gone around doing that a few times.
Yeah, that would actually be a good, kind of a fun idea. Or a kid with a prank, just walk around with the universal remote, pointing it around the houses.
It was a fun time.
Just fucking
Change up people's TV channels. Yes.
Opening the garage door.
especially if you could see the TV from the living room window.
So you could actually see. Usually, yeah, you could pull that trick off.
Nice. Hell yeah. Right. So the 5 members of this family, anyway, we've already talked about Carol Ann. That's Heather O'Rourke as Carol Ann. We have JoBeth Williams as Diane. That's the mom.
Body karate, Jesus.
Dominic Dunn as Dana, the daughter. We've got Craig T. Nelson as Steve, who is the dad. And wait a minute. Where's that other fucking kid?
Is that a little shit?
Yeah, where's that other fucking kid? I thought I wrote. I guess I didn't write his stupid name
It
down.
doesn't matter. And I was like,
Yeah, well,
Oliver Robinson. He's Robbie.
Robbins, yeah.
Oliver Robinson is Robbie. Okay, it was just the way the credits were laid out when I was reading them. He was tagged like number 8.
Yeah, he was below the rest of the family by a good chunk.
I was like, did I miss an uncle or something?
So that's probably by order of screen time.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so those are the 5 kids. Yeah. And we get really early on, we get this introduction to this construction that is happening in this neighborhood. This is a new suburban neighborhood. Craig T. Nelson's character is a realtor, it seems like.
Yes.
And yeah, they're trying to sell. He lives in this area, but he's also trying to sell this area.
Yeah,
in order to make more money.
Yeah, he's like their spokesperson for the company in the area, so he lives and sells.
yeah.
Yeah. And has been there since the early days of the zone.
Since phase 1, I think.
Phase 1, he's among the first houses.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's important to the plot because that'll become a major plot point later. The fact that this is a new development that was maybe not ethically thought out.
Yeah. As they missed a couple things.
As we'll see from all the dead bodies bursting out of the ground.
Oh no, it's just body after body burst out of cold wet dirt.
A couple of them actually do.
They do burst out of shit wood. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and then yeah, the reason I bring that up is because we have one of the grossest scenes we've had yet. Like we've watched some old movies with some gross shit in them before.
What's the gross one?
Oh, this is the construction workers.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Me.
hitting on like
Jeez.
I guess she was 16. I thought
She's
I thought she was like 13.
I was gonna say she's young. She like 16 is the maximum age.
Well, that's what they say.
Yeah.
Her age is.
It is. Yeah. Oh, okay. I was there.
But 30
She's like 20 something.
I thought she was like 13.
Yeah, she's young. It's that was weird. I agree.
And like and then the mom chuckling at the window.
Yeah.
Boys will be boys. But I'd be like, get the fuck out of
Yeah.
here, you
Fucking pigs.
Also, the creep she has the window open cooking dinner, and he's just like sampling and drinking. These people,
What are you doing?
are the couple. I think they work for the company.
They do. Yeah.
It's
It's led on that they know them.
the quirkiness doesn't work though. That's what I keep missing. Like I get what they're doing. They're trying to establish these characters in like quirky and fun ways
Yeah.
to make them like kind of make the audience relate to them and like them and stuff. But it doesn't work.
No.
And if it works,
It's all
none of these
disjointed.
characters are endearing to me in the first hour. So when stuff starts happening to them in the second hour, I don't give a shit.
I felt the same, even the first time I watched this, and that was some time ago. But yeah, I never really give a shit about the people in these. I'm just here for the spook, man. Here for the spook and to watch them get harassed.
Well, and sometimes you get really interesting characters and they have like arcs of use in these movies. Like even if I'm like classic example, The Shining, right? You're so
Okay, but that movie, well, I guess I was going to say that movie's based around the family, but so is this one, you're right.
And The Others is another one where the characters are a lot more interesting and the dynamics are a lot more interesting.
They're out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of movies out there where I'm kind of like interested in these The Sixth Sense, you know, where there's a family at the center of these ghostly supernatural events, and I'm interested in these people, and I care about what happens.
Which is important, because if your kids are getting sucked into TV screens and eaten by trees, you gotta care. But I kind of didn't give a shit.
And that's just like that's another flaw in this movie, is that despite all the things that happen, no one's even injured.
That's what I mean. That's what I was saying earlier.
They're all safe.
Yeah, there's no stakes.
Yeah,
there's no
stakes.
There's not once is there a sense of real threat. I mean, maybe out right after the kids disappear, you're like, ooh, scary. The kids could get taken, but
Disappeared, which is like whatever, you know. But in particular, the tree scene is so toothless, which is kind of a funny word for it, because the tree's trying to eat this kid and it causes no damage.
yeah.
And those is what I'm like if you had this scene early on and the tree fucking, Dad, help.
Yeah.
The tree bites and his fucking head pops off or something.
Something good.
Oh, we're in fucking business.
Right, but
Now
this
it's
is
business.
this is so the tree thing is like right at the beginning of kind of the stakes getting turned up. But you're right, it is toothless. It's that is there to scare children, and so it's weird to me that the horror at the start is so much aimed at a younger audience. Like, there's nothing scary about that tree scene unless you're a kid and you're watching this movie and you're like, oh shit, those spooky, scary trees outside my window in the storm are gonna fucking eat me. Fun fact about this scene, the clown scene and the tree scene are both Steven Spielberg's fears from when he was a child. That's how they were incorporated into this. So it was actually his idea to have the clown scene and the tree scene.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, there was he was scared of clowns, and there was a tree outside of his window when he was a kid that used to scare him. So those were from his mind.
You know what another cross-pollination in my brain was? Is the I thought this was the movie where, because the teenage daughter has braces.
Yeah.
I thought this was the movie. What's the movie where the braces come off of the kid's face and start attacking them?
Oh shit, I don't know.
Fuck, I gotta look that up. I thought for sure one of you guys would know what that is.
That sounds almost like a Nightmare on Elm Street thing.
I thought it was in Poltergeist, but could be a Nightmare on Elm
I think that might be.
because again, that's like really like your dream logic type thing.
Yeah, that sounds more like that. Maybe.
Sorry, you guys keep saying toothless, but it's a tree. It should be rootless.
Oh, ruthless.
But I didn't hate the tree scene. I thought the tree scene was
The tree scene is fine. The problem with it is it looks like this kid is being eaten alive.
Yeah.
And then we don't really see how he gets out of the tree. We just see him kind of fall down when the dad is climbing, whatever. And then he's totally fine.
Yeah.
So it takes the stakes, as Kyle was saying, it takes the stakes out of all of these scenes. You never really feel like, I'm like, hey, the tree was eating this kid and nothing happened to him. He's got some mud on him.
Right, but they misdirect. So they have the kid getting dragged out by the tree, but it's right after that Carol Ann's sucked into the closet. So the tree's kind of a misdirect there for the real threat, which was the ghosts in the house opening portals to other dimensions.
Right. But still, I don't know. Still, it's just...
Because I think, you know, as a kid watching this, I would have been quite scared about getting sucked into a portal in my closet. As an adult watching it, I would be quite scared about my child getting sucked into a portal in a closet. So to me, that's sort of the pivotal moment when things start getting cranked up and you start to see more of that involvement from the poltergeists, I guess, from whatever's haunting them, opening that portal and finally making contact and stealing the kid away. Because before that, it's pretty tame, right? You have the kitchen scene where they're moving chairs. They do a couple things to set it up, but once Carol Ann's grabbed, now you're into the horror.
Well, and Carol Ann could have been grabbed earlier.
She could have.
When Mom was fucking sending her across the voice or whatever in the
She could have been grabbed 40 minutes earlier and would have had a fun, fast movie. We could have had another 90-minute in and out, but no, we have
Mom
2 hours.
Just like, LOL, the laws of physics, I guess.
Yep.
I just love how she puts the football helmet on the kid and then like, hey, Dad, watch this. Kid just goes flying at the wall.
Yeah.
And she does it a couple times too, like a shit mom.
Again, I'm like, you don't really know what this is. Like space-time could just split in half at any given moment and your child could explode, I guess. Because, yeah, the laws of physics are not applying in your kitchen. So I don't think this is an experiment you want to keep doing with your child.
Right.
Also, the dad does it too.
Yeah, he's into it. He's into it.
If you had a room in your kitchen that just slid you across the floor with no ease, wouldn't you use it?
I would.
Well, then they got the Mulder and Scully moment where she's like, remember when you were young and open-minded? I need you to be that person again. And it's like, oh, fuck, oh my God. Well, because these things haven't been established in this movie. That she's like more of a spiritual person and he's a skeptic.
That's what established it, that line.
Well, but then it's done.
That's it. That's all they needed out of it. That's all they needed for that moment.
This is not adding depth to these characters.
No.
Because it's just a one and done line.
I mean, that's like,
Remember that time you were in the war? Well, anyway.
and people like you are why they stopped doing such quick and easy movies and why they fleshed out backstories. Because you're right. Why have that? And I agree, because I also pick on that in older movies. That's why I have such a hard time watching movies from like the 70s, 80s, even 90s, because they're not fleshed out. They're not really well written. They're not written in a way that people are thinking about the audience and how the audience is thinking about what's happening in the movie. Because otherwise, if you thought from the audience perspective, I mean, Mike, you're right. How could you miss these things? You're just like, that's so stupid. What sense does that make to have it? But they're just writing plot point, and get the movie out, Hollywood, money time, let's go.
Well, I also don't think back then they thought about three idiots in a room talking about.
No, they sure did.
Have you seen this cool movie, Poltergeist?
You watch it and you forget about it, and they're not to be studied.
Well, and also, like movies today art is like a lot different because everybody can talk about it in like a public space and have like their say, kind of like what we're doing right now, and it's like just like a regular democratic right that anyone can do.
Right.
But back in the day, and I mean still to today, but more so, like there's been a shift there from when back in the day it was like how many fucking tickets can we sell.
Exactly.
Whereas today they're more they're also concerned about the legacy of.
That's it. That's the difference.
We want to maintain a positive relationship with the audience in case we decide to come back to this.
Yeah.
Or if we decide if we want to plaster this on the preview for the next movie this person makes, and the makers of such and such.
Exactly.
Because then people are going to remember that good experience they had and come back.
Exactly. And that's where the difference in that writing came from, for sure. Back then, like, people were watching it in a movie theater, and that's their memory, is the moments they saw in the movie theater, and most of the time they're not watching it after, I guess maybe home videos, but you forget about those things that you're bringing up, and you remember kids getting sucked into TVs, people's face getting peeled off, wicked special effects. You remember the scary shit, the 4 or 5 or 6 moments that stick with you.
And of course, the moment from our opening.
Exactly, one of the biggest moments from this movie.
It's that is one of the all-time iconic movie quotes. So anyway, is that I don't think this movie necessarily lives up to that. We'll get more into that with the final thoughts later, but we might as well just kind of go on a scare by scare basis.
That's kind of
because, and we can, I mean, what's her name? Aunt Gladys shows up.
Right, yeah. Thank you, Gladys. That's perfect. That's the best way to put her name, yeah.
Yes, literally, it's like a weird old lady with short red hair and glasses.
Yeah.
I'm like, Aunt Gladys?
They're almost the same glasses too, which is really weird because he has the same color. I wonder if she was a basis for Aunt Gladys.
It's certainly possible. Yeah.
Because like almost the same red colored blazer.
Well, and in the sequels, the makeup gets turned up a notch too, so that she really has that, older lady from the 70s look.
Oh shit!
Like her makeup is cranked, which makes it really look like Aunt Gladys.
Speaking of which, though, characters who remind us of other characters from previous episodes, Zelda Rubinstein's character, because he's so short and her voice, reminded me of
Freaks.
Frida from Freaks. Yeah,
me too. I looked her up because I was
I didn't look it up too. Just
like, is this fucking person from Freak? It looks like him, sounds like them.
The voice,
the
voice actually sounds exactly like Frida.
Yeah,
from Freaks.
So I looked
and
up.
The math would roughly line up.
It's close. So I did look it up, and Zelda Rubinstein is not from Freaks. She was a 45-year-old lab technician who wanted to quit and try something else and take up acting.
Neat.
So I think this is only her second credit, and the first one was a Chevy Chase movie, Under the Rainbow, which probably nobody even knows about, but this was her second or among her earliest of credits.
Yeah, and that makes sense because this is why she kept popping.
Yes,
in the movies.
This
because
is
this was iconic.
Yeah,
and people, she's one of those sort of like curios. Yeah, so very like someone who's just kind of odd enough that you kind of want to cast her in your movie because it makes it distinctive, right?
Yeah.
She's got this strange voice. She's very short. She has a distinctive look, a distinctive way of talking.
Yeah, finding her to be your exorcist or cleanser for this movie was some kind of casting dream, man. Like, she's so perfect as the weirdo out of a group of already weirdos because they're already there with the other guys, the investigators.
And people still imitate her accent to this day. Listen here, child.
His hat had me gay.
The voice is something people that watch this will never forget.
Yeah. Yeah, she's probably the most memorable part of this movie. I mean, in terms of performances, anyway.
For sure.
Yeah.
Easily.
Because she's just so different than what you're used to seeing.
Yeah. So
Craig T. Nelson does a really good job in this film, though, from his transformation from being stupid guy to like emotionally distraught.
I agree.
And his like just how his face is disheveled.
Couldn't
where
run
everyone
over.
else is like
Yep.
normal looking.
I thought that transformation through whatever happens there, but it's about halfway through where he kind of becomes the worker dad into the, oh my god, my house is falling apart because ghosts are attacking us dad. Yeah, I thought that was a good transition too.
I didn't buy. I hate when stories do this, and The Boys season 5 just did this, where they're trying so hard to make it so like, just so you know, these characters care about each other.
Oh yeah.
Like when she's about to go into the portal,
Yeah.
and they're like, okay, if we have to kiss 27 times,
Yeah.
and like when later on when she comes back from the portal and they catch the kid and they're all hugging in the bathtub, and then the Aunt Gladys wipes the tear away and closes the door and stuff. I'm like, okay, we get it.
That's the extent of their emotional.
We get it. These people love each other. It's fine. We don't like. You don't need to lay it on this thing.
No kidding.
For a second watching this as an adult, it almost seemed like the family wasn't really a family. They were like one of those show home families that
It's almost like they're a series of actors who are cast to play a family.
That's what was the word for that? Sitcom. Also,
It does feel very it does feel very cheesy. Full House.
It is.
Family Matters, and it's like that.
Yeah.
Three's Company, like the cheesy.
Yeah, and it's just the shallowness of the characters overall.
And that, I think that's a problem too, because you couldn't. That's why these shows are kind of not really around anymore. There are still some. They're not as, but they're just not quite this banal usually.
Yeah. It's
Like,
where they
Big
try to...
Bang Theory was on for 10 years or so. So I'm sure.
Doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, there are shows like this, sort of these banal shows with like very thin writing.
Yeah.
That still manage to last, but
If you appeal to everybody, you get enough people. Yeah.
There was one reason people watch Big Bang Theory, and it wasn't for the shit comedy. It was Kaylee Cuoco.
is that who's saying her name?
Yeah.
Interesting.
You sure that's why? Sure that's why?
Also, it's also William Shatner's daughter.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
On an episode of MTV Cribs, her photo's there with him and his wife.
Wow, maybe they just get along well. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess we might. Yeah, at this point, we might as well just go through the main scares. We've established most of how this movie works now.
Yeah.
Yes, the daughter gets sucked into the void somehow, and they put a rope through the void.
Yeah,
and
they
the
do
mom
it.
goes through the void and somehow comes out the other side and pulls the daughter out of the void. And they're all covered in weird goo and stuff. And
Honestly, that's pretty much what happens for the next 45 to an hour, and interspersed throughout are some pretty cool moments.
well, the first one that really counts is even though the transition from the real face to the fake face is absolute
Face peeling scene.
that scene, like I can
It's good.
I can see that really
Yeah.
knocking you on your ass the first time you were watching this movie, because it's very tame up until that point.
And then that turns it up.
Yeah.
That might be the only scene that turns it up, but it's that good.
It's that, for me, it's that and the coffins popping out of the ground at the end.
That end scene, yeah.
That scene is fucking awesome, where the bodies are popping out, body after
Body after
busting out
body.
shit or-
Yeah. Well, and it's like not even just the bodies; it's the whole set at that point, right? They've got dirt fucking flying up all of the ground. The lighting's happening because there's the big storm in the sky. It's hectic. It's frantic. That's a really good scene. But I think the face peeling scene is so fucking strong. I looked into how they did it because I thought it was so cool, and clearly this is. Even watching it today, I thought the special effects in this, they're dated, but they hold up well enough that you're uncomfortable watching this guy tear the skin off his
that
face.
scene in particular. But I think the I don't know if you call that CG or what you would call it back then.
It's not.
The
I'll tell you-
weird, because it just looks like they laid a frame over the other frame with a cartoon playing on it, kind of. You know what I mean?
the face peeling scene.
No, not that scene.
Oh.
I mean some of the other effects.
Yes.
Like the ghost effects.
Yes, the ghost effects for CG, so that's early like 80s CG. So there's some computer generated stuff that is okay and probably has been touched up over time. So most of what we're watching will have been touched up versions of that stuff. But yeah, those are pretty They're pretty janky.
Yeah, they don't look good. And there's another scene later where it seems to be that they're literally just standing in front of a screen.
Yeah.
There's a scene, later in the movie where it's Craig T. Nelson and the wife, I think, looking at something and being like, oh, and it looks like they're literally just standing in front of a screen.
I can't think of when that is, but
It's outside.
Yeah, I
it's
believe it.
nighttime and the lightning's.
yeah, it probably was.
I can't remember exactly what the context was,
Yeah.
but I'm like,
But it was clearly
pretty sure they're just standing in front of a screen.
Yeah.
That's when Robbie gets sucked into the tree and they're freaking out because that's when Marianne gets taken and the lightning's going off and they're looking at what I guess
Carol
what,
done.
yeah, that's when they're looking at the tree trying to figure out how to get Robbie out, and Carol Ann gets sucked into the bowl.
That face peeling scene was actually a point of contention for the PG-13 rating that they got. They were trying to aim for the lowest rating they could get, but that scene alone was bordering on putting them into restricted territory.
Well, yeah, a guy ripping his fucking face out, even though it's very clearly a rubber mask.
So this was one of the first films to kind of push the idea of a PG-13 rating, where PG was parental guidance, but this was, even with parental guidance, you should be 13 or over. So this was kind of one of the originators of that PG-13 rating. Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
And they did that, and I like this shit, so I looked it up to see how they did it.
Nice.
Obviously, they made a cast of the guy's face, right? The actor's face.
Well, you could see the big difference.
Yeah, it's the huge difference.
The cut,
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
I'm like, person, and then it's like person with makeup, and then it's like, that is
And then
clearly
it's
an
figurehead.
That is clearly an object.
So
There's
it
no
was-
life in those eyes.
No, it's a cast with then the latex silicone skin for the outside, but then filled with fake blood and Jello. And then they used hot air to heat up the Jello and the blood mixture in the skin and the face, so that it would start to cause the latex to sag, so that when he ripped his face, it would give it that stretchiness, and then the melted Jello and blood gave it that sort of thick, fleshy, gooey look. And then the hands that are peeling it aren't the actor's hands; it's actually Steven Spielberg hands coming up behind the actor to rip his face off.
You can see that.
Yeah.
You can see that in the scene. That it's what
Someone else is from behind.
somebody
the
else. Yeah, you can see there's a disconnect between how the arms are coming up and
Yes.
grabbing the face and stuff. It looks like a blind person is basically just reaching.
And that's what it is.
What is it?
Yeah, that's what it is. I can't remember exactly. I think he just wanted to do it. There was some fluff about, having to have the hands do it just right, but I think Spielberg just wanted to tear somebody's face off.
He wasn't Steven Spielberg, he was Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, exactly.
That's an all-time.
That was good. Yeah.
That's an all-timer.
It's one of your Spielberg.
Oh boy. Are there any other main scares we have to cover before the end?
There's the
There's the stupid ghost coming out of the walls and shit, which is like whatever.
It's whatever.
the
mom gets
the
attacked.
The camera guy, not the camera guy. There was the guy that gets his face ripped off is in the kitchen making a snack.
Yeah.
And the raw steak just starts like slithering and
Yeah.
it like pulsating and stuff starts coming out. I thought that was a cool practice.
It was.
That's the exact moment, because that's right before the face rip. That's the exact moment where the movie starts to get good.
Okay, yeah.
In my
That's before the face rip? I
I
couldn't.
thought that was after the face rip.
No, it was right before.
That sounds right, because then he runs into the bathroom because he's eating the chicken with the maggots in it. And he
Starts with the steak, and then he looks at what he's eating, and oh no, it's got maggots in it. And then he runs to the bathroom. I think he's trying to get the bugs off or whatever.
his face, yeah.
And then that's when the face peeling starts. And I was like, that was the exact moment. That was the moment where I had paused it, because I watched it in 2 sittings.
Yeah. And then I'll
I
stop.
watched like the first 45 or 50 minutes, and I'm like, ooh, tough. And then I turned it off, and then I watched the rest last night, and I was like, okay, that was a little better. That got a little better toward the end. I saw this movie, I think, for the first time when I was like 16 or 18.
Right, yeah.
So more than 20 years ago, at the very least.
One of the other cool ones, and it's not really that cool, but the wife gets attacked at some point and she's being lifted up. And this is an iconic scene where she's being lifted up and dragged across the ceiling.
Was this the scene you guys were referencing when we were talking about Nightmare on Elm Street last week?
Maybe. I don't think so.
I think we were referencing Scary Movie.
No, you guys mentioned.
Well, with this, because this is another rotating set. And we talked about rotating
that's what I
sets.
think it was, because
No, you're right. Yeah.
you guys had mentioned Poltergeist earlier in the episode, and then probably drew it out of the mystery hat later, which I was like, when I was watching, I was like, this is probably the scene. I don't remember what the context was, but I was like, yeah, she's getting pulled up the wall and onto the roof.
Yeah, that's one. I think it's because we were talking about the rotating
And the
sets.
ghosts are trying to look at her
Yeah, I know, right? Why is it so sexy? Yeah, that's why I brought it up. It's supposed to be scary and it's an assault,
Starts
but it's
pulling
like,
her shirt up.
yeah, man. Yeah, like, what are we doing here? Why? I mean, I get it. The mom is some kind of gorgeous, but leave it alone, ghosts.
Yeah. You ain't got no flesh.
No.
This ain't for you no more.
And then just one other little tidbit for those that don't already know these things, but the skeletons they used in the pool scene towards the end where the pool's blowing up and the skeletons are bursting out of the ground. Brady, I think you've said this before, but those are all real skeletons.
It's Tobe Hooper.
Yeah. They're all real skeletons.
Yeah.
It's cheaper to get real ones than it is to get fake ones.
Which is weird. I nowadays it's probably a lot cheaper just to like put them in CG and then use fake ones.
Nowadays it would be. I think that's where they were at. They were debating either buying all the fake ones, using CG, or just getting real ones, and the real ones were the cheapest option.
Well, and we're allowed to show their bodies because they ain't got no souls.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Anyway, yeah, I mean, that basically takes us to the end of the movie. We get, what's her name? Carol Ann is back.
Everyone's...
Everybody's safe. I like how the daughter just shows up just in time to scream and, what's going on? I'm like, we don't even need her here.
No, I'm glad you brought that up, because not only do we not need her, and she shows up just to yell, that's it. You don't even get like, okay, how did she get away? She was just...
You don't even see her get...
She's just gone. She doesn't get in the car. Where is she?
No, she is in the car when they get...
Was she when they...
That's what I said too. I didn't forget about it. Rewound it. And I was like, we don't even see her. We see her screaming, and the dad being like...
That's what I mean. There's so many scenes.
We don't see him get out of the car, grab her and put her in the car or anything. So I'm like, what's the point of this scene?
It might have been there, but that's one of the scenes they chose to cut. But not the bullshit scenes of like, not her running up to scream at the house, but they get rid of all the stuff that shows her actually...
Well, just leave her out of
vacated. Just
maybe play that for like a comic moment at the end.
Just skip the whole thing.
Back from her date and the house is gone.
Yeah.
Like something like that. I don't know. It doesn't add
another
thing.
No, it's another dead end.
Yeah, you just threw a random thing into the scene.
Plot moving.
And it doesn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the screenwriter, well, Spielberg in this case, forgot about that character. And then I was like, oh, wait, we got to bring her back so she can see this stuff at the end.
Yes. It's like, oh, yeah, I forgot we wrote her. She was out with so-and-so. Okay, we got to bring her back quick. Show her screaming at the house. Yeah. Good enough. Make sure she's at the end and we're good.
I think if a random motorist showed up in the middle of Psycho and he was like, that was weird.
Yeah. Right. And then just takes off.
And then he's like, well, see you later, everyone.
It almost feels like them trying to get all the family back was they were trying to maybe do like a television series of this, and the movie was going to be an entry to...
There may have been a Poltergeist television series, actually.
Interesting.
Oh. I can't remember, but that seems like something that happened. Let me just look it up quick, just out of curiosity, and we'll cut her out of this one way or the other.
Well, you're looking it up. I have more fun things. This became known as a cursed movie. Did you know that, Brady?
I did not know that.
The Poltergeist became...
That's what I did know.
Cursed films.
This and The Exorcist. Yes, are the two main ones.
Because of the deaths of the actors or actresses involved. So in this one, the actress who played Dominique, that's the older sister, shortly after the film released, she was killed by an ex-boyfriend.
I was right.
Easy in the movie because he saw the movie. It was just...
Poltergeist, The Legacy, a sci-fi show.
Very cool.
A sci-fi channel. Like,
when was that out?
1999.
Okay. Wow.
So quite a lot later.
Quite a lot later. And the other one was the young actress who played Carol Ann actually ended up dying at 12 years old from health complications. That was right before Poltergeist 3 came out.
Yeah, I remember this as it's this and The Exorcist are the ones where they're like, oh my god, the cursed person. There's a bunch of them.
Yeah, there's a bunch
like
of those.
Wizard of Oz and stuff like that. But those are the two big ones that I remember.
Yeah.
Well, I know I made you guys watch Stay Alive, and all the actors in that movie's careers failed after it. So.
Except for Jimmy Simpson. James Simpson's fine.
But he's the first to die. Well, no, he's not the first to die.
Yeah, I mean, his career's fine.
His career.
Oh, well, he's done great. But
just give him some milk.
And then you got Swink coming back. He's getting told off by Bryan Cranston like he fucking deserves.
It's pretty fucking good. The new series is actually really fun.
False. You didn't like it? I don't know. I haven't watched it.
Oh.
I just know that they were on a podcast or in a video talking about Breaking Bad. Yeah. And Frankie Muniz started trashing on Skyler.
Yeah, I know.
And I was like, Bryan Cranston was like, listen here, son, are you fucking still stupid?
Yeah.
He's like, I know you were stupid when I was raising you on the show.
You're still an idiot?
He's like, what do you got, a brain injury or so? Oh, wait. That's fine.
One of the last things I have to say about the movie is right towards the end, but I love it's kind of. I hope I'm not spoiling anyone else's take on this, but I love at the end when Craig T. Nelson's character, the dad, is screaming at his boss. You only moved the headstones, didn't you?
That's what I was. That's what I was saying. I knew this was this movie too.
Yeah.
When I was watching this, I was saying, I'm pretty sure this is the movie where the line in my head was like, they only moved the crosses. You only moved the. But it was the two stones to the.
Yeah, I love. You son of a bitch. Yeah. That's like one of the last things that gets said.
It's that and they're here. Yeah, the two key lines from this movie.
Absolutely.
And I also thought this was the movie with the weird old guy in the Amish hat and stuff.
No, that's Pet Cemetery.
Oh, that's
the one who's like, they used to say Dad is better.
they're all cross pollinated in my brain, man.
I never come down the raw. Holy shit. I like that movie. Sometimes Dad is better. Yeah, the truck's coming down the raw.
That remake stunk. The joint up.
It was bad. Yeah.
You made that?
Yeah, it came out like 5 or 6 years ago.
It was someone reasonable was in it.
John Lithgow was playing the old man.
Yeah, the old man. He was awesome. Who was the lead?
I
remember thinking. I
don't remember any.
That's not this movie.
Doesn't matter. We'll talk about it when we do the Pet Cemetery.
Yeah. Well, so cover your ears.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So that basically takes us to the end of the Poltergeist episode. I'll just, since I'm already talking, I'll go first. I think this is one of those movies. See, we've done this a few times where it's me watching a movie that I've seen a long time ago, especially recently.
Yeah.
And kind of like my tune has changed in a couple of cases. In this case, I think it's worse than I remember to be.
Yeah. You've seen it enough times through the lens of nostalgia that now you're kind of seeing it with more of a critical eye and it doesn't stand up.
I think this is half of a okay movie, or half of a pretty good movie. The first half is almost completely fluff, and I don't feel like there's almost any redeeming. I don't think there's honestly any redeeming factors really in the first half. I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's endearing.
Yeah.
I don't think it's scary. It just feels so cliched. So yeah, this is like one of those ones that's. I had it as like a 2.5 star, and now it's like a 2 star or 1.5 for me.
Harsh take on
But there are a couple of cool ass scenes.
Yeah.
Particularly the one at the end. Like, it's worth the price of admission just to see all those bodies popping out. When the Valley's trying to escape and the bodies keep popping out in front of them. I'm like, that rules. Yeah. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, I have a pretty low opinion of this one, and I thought rewatching it might change that, but it's actually lower now.
Fair enough. I'll go because my final thoughts would be somewhat of a response to yours, but I feel like I've watched this a few times over the years, young, teenager, and as an adult at least twice. I still like it about as much as I ever did. I really like the last half of the movie, and I appreciate what it's done in its time enough that I'm willing to overlook the first half. But yeah, I think it's a great movie. I appreciate it, and that's where I'll leave it.
Fair enough.
I seen this movie when I was really young. When I started getting into horror movies, at a very young age, I thought this movie sucked. Because I was already into the slashers, Freddy, Jason, Michael. Because I'm a lot younger than you guys, so I got to see these movies after they came out. Fucks.
I didn't see this when it came.
Lucky for us all, I didn't time travel to 3 years before my birthday to watch this movie. It's a bait.
Would you be disappointed if you did? As an adult, I have more of appreciation for this movie, but I think it's because of all the the pop culture references we have. When I watching the movie, I was like, everything seemed backwards. In my head, I remember the clown pulling Robbie under the bed earlier on, and then the coffin's coming out last. But it was totally back.
They're almost back to back. Yeah. The clown scene was earlier too.
Me too.
Yeah. I thought that was like a half hour or 45 minutes in. And it coming right at the end. Yeah. That's how I knew it still had to come. I'm like, this is the movie with the clown scene, right? I've seen the clown 3 times in the movie. I know this scene at least exists in this movie.
I was having a hard time with that too. I could have swore it came around the tree moment, so I kept waiting and being like, okay, where the fuck am I in this movie? Where's the clown? God damn it! But yeah, it comes way at the end.
Well, I don't know about your guys' childhoods. But did you have a fucking crazy scary clown sitting across from where you sleep?
Kind of sick parent gives that to their kids, for fuck's sakes? Give them a stuffed animal.
Little Billy, here's a new Christmas present for you.
This horrible, lanky, long-limbed fucking clown staring at you while you're trying to sleep.
If you should die before you wake. So that reminded me of this, the clown bed Homer built for.
Yeah.
And it's like the fucking rankest, ugliest, worst, dense looking clown bed.
Yeah.
I'm also really jealous of Robbie. All the fucking Star Wars merch he had. Like the bomber jacket with Chewbacca on it. That.
Yeah.
That, and there is some product placement in this movie.
Yeah.
Especially at the end when you're like, well, the only place you're really safe is a Holiday Inn.
That's right. Yeah.
And when the Cheetos bags come in front of the camera and like they start eating it and it just the camera just focuses on the Cheetos bag for like 50 seconds. So like,
That's all Spielberg's fault.
someone's got to pay for this.
Yeah. Yeah. That's his influence.
Yeah. Like seeing all the product placement almost reminded me of the Wayne's World thing where it's like, we're not sellouts. It's like
One of the all-time great bits.
yeah. Probably one of the best bits in Wayne's World.
Oh yeah,
Product
still
placement.
funny. It's still funny to this day. Absolutely, it is. Well, that wraps us up for our conversation about Steven Spielberg and Tobe Hooper's Poltergeist. And now we're going one more time at least. I mean, there's lots of entries in here. We're going at least one more time in a row to the mystery hat.
We doing the dirty grab bag thing?
Yeah. Oh boy. So it's Brady's pick. Brady has agreed that he would like. I want you to consent on air, Brady.
I consent to I'm going to put my hand in the hat. Mike and Kyle aren't forcing me to do this.
All right. So yes, we are going to do the mystery hat. I'm sure the mystery hat's coming back in the future.
We love that thing.
But yeah, this is the third time in a row mystery hat, and then we'll see what happens from this point on. But I'm going to give it a little shake, and I'm going to reach it out for Mr. Brady Soldier, and we're going to see what he draws. So let's
Reach in there, baby.
I hope I don't grab two by
I
accident.
hope you do. I hope you grab both.
what do we got?
Nosferatu.
Oh, so that's it.
Either one.
That's a dealer choice.
Yeah, that is one of the ones they put in there as sort of like a bingo, haha, fun one. So dealer's choice, that means you can pick any of the three Nosferatus for your choice. It's up to you, man.
Let's do the reboot.
in case you want to do the Robert Eggers.
Let's do the Robert Egger one, yes.
I would love to watch that one more time. I've had the other ones.
Yeah.
A handful, but I have only seen.
Where do you go with Liz?
So I was kind of hoping I would draw it because I wanted to do the Herzog 79.
No, you re-record that.
The no, it's cool. All right, it's your pick, man. Dealer's choice. You're the dealer.
Well, we could talk about both.
Yeah, we could talk about all three versions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's because they're all kind of relevant to the same story.
just an all. Yeah, we can kind of. That's probably what we'll do is we'll kind of just do all three at once, kind of, right?
It could be just a loose one in the sense of, like you said, like knocking all three at the same time a little bit.
We'll be mentioning the other two. Anyways.
I'm not watching all three, but I might watch that one and then just do some.
So we're gonna be knocking on Nosferatu's door.
That was funnier. I don't know why that's so funny, but it's fun. Anyways, that's the way it goes with comedy sometimes. We just don't know why we're laughing. But anyway, yeah. Until next week when we're back with Mr. Rat Teeth himself, we'll see you in 7 days. And until then,
Keep your eyes open.
and we're out.
There you go.